It's just one of those things where we've almost had to put up with a lot of stuff and just kind of let it happen. And Big Ben's going to be back soon and things like that. So,
One more for you, Jay. Jim Harbaugh, the guy. I love Jim Harbaugh, and I'll say that right now. He has done a very good job at Michigan in terms of getting that program propped right back up to the top of the Big Ten, East or West or whatever the hell it is now. I don't like that they have divisions, but I digress. Said it was disrespectful to have his name thrown in the kettle, in the barrel, if you will, with all these other NFL head coaching coaches. We were talking about this earlier. There's a dance. Like, guys deny they're going to take a job, and then the next thing they're giving a press conference at that job the next day.
There is zero chance that Jim Harbaugh is leaving Michigan after 1 year. In fact, one of my good friends who runs the Detroit Sports Rag, which breaks a bunch of news in that state, that area, has already come out and saying that Harbaugh agreed to an extension with Michigan, like a big money extension. Very similar to Charlie Weiss with Notre Dame. About 10 years ago, he agreed to this on Friday. And so, this is all moot. None of this has anything to do with anything. If Harbaugh wanted to go back to the pros, he would have just stayed in the pros. Okay? Michigan is a school. Do I think he'll be there for 10 years? No. But he's not going anywhere for 3 or 4 years at a minimum. And this is the Bleacher Report guy in you. You take one word, and you make it seem like it's like an affront to everything. Every single coach, including John Harbaugh, his Jim's brother, regarding the USC job, every coach has their own BS way of negatively answering a reporter's question.
Yes.
Even if it's asked fairly.
But this is fresh. No,
but everyone has a different way of saying "F you," stupid ass question.
But I mean, usually it's more along the line. It's less "F you" and more like "no comment." This is like shame on you.
When you say "no comment," that implies that there's a possibility that you can comment on this.
No comment is a comment. You're right.
No chance. There is a 0.0 chance of Harbaugh leaving Michigan after 1 year.
No, I don't think. But you don't think he'll be there 10 years though?
Why would he go to the Dolphins? I think we talked about this last week.
Yeah, it's not a fit.
Has the business school at the University of Michigan named after him. Yeah. He was there last week for the game. Why would he loves Harbaugh. I'm sure he does. I don't doubt that one bit.
Right.
But why would he want to pull his coach from his beloved university that has struggled for 10 years?
Why
would he do that?
Kicked in the balls since Dave Brandon showed up and then left. I don't know. Who is going to Miami? I mean, who's going to USC? Do you already USC? And I'm putting you on the spot here because we didn't talk about this.
In parts, okay?
Yeah, sure.
What does Dan Campbell have to do to keep that job? He's a no-name guy.
Right.
He's literally a no-name guy. He played for the Lions, 4 years ago? I think it's been maybe 6 years ago. I think it was Stafford's rookie year. So basically,
relatively
he's a novice guy. He's an interim coach. The NFL is littered with interim coaches who got hired in their late 30s, early 40s, but never really materialized as head coaches. But at the same time, he just beat Ken Wisenhunt, okay? Pro Football Talk had a great stat on Tuesday morning. Since Ken Wisenhunt started 4-0 with the Cardinals in 2012, he is 4-29 as a head coach. And yet, he had no problem getting hired. Not only did the Titans hire him, but the Lions wanted him as their top choice whenever that was a year and a half ago. So if Dan Campbell, how good does he have to be to keep his job, knowing full well that the Dolphins want to make a, quote, big splash for their next big hire?
I would think if you can do two things. First of all, you make the playoffs because they should. They've got enough talent they can make the playoffs. And
that's a great. No one can deny that Mike Tannenbaum now runs the Dolphins.
Right.
But no one can deny that the previous administration didn't exactly leave the cupboard bare, for them.
No, not at all. But also, I think the staff that he has now. I mean, this is a guy who made the jump from position coach to head coach.
Big jump.
Can you keep your offensive coordinator? Can you keep your defensive coordinator? Can you keep all those guys in
Well, you fire the defense coordinator. That's why.
Yes.
It's easy to make a jump when you know that one of the coordinators.
Your current defensive coordinator. Excuse me.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Exactly. I think if you do those two things, though, I think he becomes a candidate. But Stephen Ross factor being what it was, he'll get Gwen Stefani to coach that team before maybe Dan Campbell.
Yeah, I would liken it to a basketball thing of maybe Steve Fisher when he got the Michigan job after Michigan won the title in 1989.
Yep.
Short of getting to the Final Four or even the Final Two, I never liked Fisher's chances of keeping that job.
Sure.
I thought Bo Schembechler, who was running he was the AD at Michigan at the time. I thought he was going to go for a big name, but when a guy wins a national title, your hands are kind of tied. And so if Campbell goes out, wins the Super Bowl, maybe wins a playoff game, I think the Dolphins have no choice but to do it. But
at that point, he becomes a big name.
Yeah.
Then he is a marquee guy. And then it's do we let this guy walk out the door?
Is Dan Quinn a big name? Falcons are 5-1.
I think here he's a big name.
Okay,
I think regionally, that's almost unfair because we're waiting for the wheels to fall off the wagon. We're waiting for Matt Ryan to have that garbage game, waiting for Aaron Rodgers to come in the first round of the playoffs and go 31 for 36 and just set the team up. Nothing the Falcons do right now matters because they've been good during the regular season.
It wasn't on our script for talking about this, but since we're bringing it up, Matt Ryan is not really the numbers. If you're actually watching the games, he's kind of struggled for a good portion of the season, and yet they're 5-1. Here's the thing,
and he's got a running game.
A caller on 92.9 on Friday, so that was the day after they lost to the Saints.
Radio show call, right?
4 or 5 days ago, said that the honeymoon is over for Dan Quinn. And
really?
I laughed as in what does that mean? What does that mean? And he's well, yeah, he only lost 1 game. I don't want to make it seem like it's bigger than that.
No.
But I didn't like his decision making. Well, I have big news for you. You're not going to like any coach's decision making when they lose. I don't even like my coach, the Detroit Lions of Jim Caldwell, and the Lions won last week. They were at the 27-yard line of the Bears.
About 2.5 minutes left.
I think 2:45, 2:48, something like that. All 3 timeouts, granted.
Right.
But instead of going for it on a very makeable 4th and 6, they kicked the field goal.
Right.
When a field goal, if you had been down, if they had been down 6,
5,
I would have completely
field goal will tie, field goal to win.
Being down 7,
you still need a touchdown.
Yeah, and they got lucky. I mean, the media asked him about it, but he was able to brush it off since they won.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it would have been just a boneheaded play, even perhaps worse than what the Colts did. With that
worse, wow, the fake punt,
because the hiker did not know that he was not supposed to hike the ball.
Right.
Okay, that was just a miscommunication, a literal miscommunication.
Yeah.
Where he didn't realize that it was just an attempt to draw him off sides. Okay. And by the way, you don't ever fool the Patriots on a play like that. Shame on them for even thinking that Belichick at some point in his career had mentioned that to his special teams.
Well, I don't understand why. Look, and I played high school football. I think you did too. Like the third down in less than 5 yards. There is a play where the quarterback will just run up there and go hut like Tecmo Bowl, and then basically just call a timeout, waiting for the other team to jump. And it's 50-50. And at that level, they'll jump off.
And it's weird at that level, maybe. But in the pros are smart enough to know when a play is not going to be run. Okay?
Right.
Very rarely. The Packers actually had a play a couple weeks ago where they were trying to do it.
Yeah.
And it didn't come. They were doing all this juking and jiving like they weren't going to do it, and the Rams are basically saying they're not going to do it. Well, they ran the play anyway. Rams stopped them on 4th and 2.
Yeah.
Eddie Lacy, they tripped him up. So it's kind of one of those things where if your heart's not in it, don't do it. Okay.
Right.
If you're not fully committed to running the play, don't run it because the other team is ready to stop you. Okay. But
don't line up there and think that you can just
7 with 2:48.
Get them to jump.
A team that's 0-5. If you can be 5-0 and you kick that field goal, the press can let that go. If you're 0-5 and you're kicking a field goal, that tells me that you are just the weakest individual in terms of not believing in your team. And he can say, well, I believed in our defense that we would stop them, but you still need a touchdown anyway. No matter what happened, you still needed a touchdown. Yeah.
And you have Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson, neither of which, by the way, play defense.
Well,
don't run it. Don't try and jump off sides if you've got. That doesn't work. Even in college,
NFL defense can stop a team when they know that they're just going to run the ball meekly.
Sure.
I might add meekly run the ball for 3 straight possessions.
Okay.
They don't want to chance. You have to give coaches some credit here. What happened with the Giants in Week 1 of where they killed the clock needlessly with the throw? Coaches are afraid to pass it sometimes on key downs, knowing full well. I mean, take the Falcons-Lions game in London last year. The Falcons ran the safest pass ever, a quick hitch pass to Julio Jones.
Right, yeah.
As a way of getting him open.
Because they couldn't run the ball, save their lives.
He dropped it. And people got on John Smith.
Mike Smith.
Mike Smith, Mike Smith. For calling that play, it was the equivalent of a run. They just threw him a quick pass from me to where the camera's at, and he dropped it. You can't blame that on Smith. Come on. I mean, it just happened to break that way. That remember, if you remember the situation, the Lions were out of timeouts with under 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And it was second down for Atlanta. Some ESPN stat guy came up with that the Lions essentially had a 3% chance of winning that game in regulation, which they did. And, it's funny, since we're talking about percentages and Michigan-related teams.
Yes, how about that?
Michigan State, when Michigan was punting with 10 seconds to go last week, ESPN had a stat that they had, Michigan State had a .07 chance of winning in regulation.
Michigan State...
The odds of Michigan fumbling the ball for a safety, that could have happened. But Michigan State winning outright, and everyone has seen the play.
Yeah.
They had, ESPN had, it was something like a 0.007 chance to win.
Somebody tweeted this, and I forget who it was, and we'll credit them if I can go back and find it before we post this. Michigan State scored that touchdown with zeros on the clock, which means that Michigan either was tied or led for all 60 minutes in a game that they lost.
Yeah,
remarkable.
I've seen that before. And as a Michigan State fan, I was yelling, "Get down!" Because there was no chance. I didn't think that guy who
it jumped right in his hands.
No.
Oh, the punter, yeah. The punter?
No, the guy who returned the ball, Jalen Watkins. Okay.
Okay.
I thought he had no chance of scoring. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that I've watched the play 30 times, he only had that one Michigan guy to beat, but it would have been the crime of the century in my mind. Down 2.
Yeah.
If he had gotten tackled at the 1 with no time left.
No, but he got to the end zone and he got trampled by his own team.
I know he did.
He got trampled by his own team and got a hip separated.
The best hip injury ever, because you're going to be treated like a god for a small little thing of injuring your hip. You will be treated like a god. You won't pay for another drink in East Lansing for the rest of your life.
One would hope.
I think that's a fair trade-off.
Well, it depends on how much you like to drink.